What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and we are here today to discuss the Real Housewives of New York City. Yes, I know, JB, you haven't done the last two episodes of Real Housewives of New York. Yeah, that's true, right? The one episode I didn't do because I didn't want to talk about Ramona. Didn't watch last week's episode, so I didn't review it then. But last night's episode, since I knew it was the finale, I was like, you know what? We'll come back and we'll wrap up the finale of season 13 of the Real Housewives of New York City. This is episode 17. The Doppelgangs all here. For this to be a finale, it was like my notes. Like, I'm gonna show you guys my notes. Like, can you see? You probably can't see. You can't see it, but it's 1, 2, 3 lines. 3 lines for my notes for the Real Housewives of New York City. Interesting way to end the finale, right? So I want this video to be lengthy, but with these notes it's not. So we're just gonna talk about some other stuff, right? Before we even talk about the actual episode. So before we get into the review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, then I need you guys to do me a big favor. Stop taking me out on a date. Hit that subscribe button, you guys. Hit the like button. Please, you guys. That's one thing I need from you guys. To hit that like button to let YouTube know that you guys like what I do. You can like thumbs up or you can thumbs down. It doesn't really matter. Engagement is engagement, and that's really what I'm focusing on at this point. Is engagement, you guys. We need to get the engagement a little bit up. We need to get the engagement up. Also, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, without further ado, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about some housewife stuff as well as the Real Housewives of New York. Because like I said, the episode wasn't much. So we're just going to go off on a little bit of a tangent. All right, you guys. So before we actually get into the episode review, I just want to talk about some stuff in the Real Housewives, dealing with the Real Housewives, you know, the franchise and with New York. So this was the season finale of the Real Housewives of New York, right? So next week, instead of us getting a reunion, they're going to give us a special episode. It's giving me what you guys remember that once, like, how many seasons? It was a few seasons. It was some seasons ago. You guys remember after the Real Housewives of Atlanta aired one season. I can't remember which season it was, but it was when Peter, Apollo, they were still around. And after the reunion, they did a sit down with the guys where they did a sit down with them. Then they did some behind the scenes stuff. I'm like, y'all are really trying to fill some space because y'all don't have anything, I guess, that came up after Atlanta. And then you guys also remember last year, was it last year? Well, not last year, but yes, it was. You guys remember also last year with the pandemic, how they didn't film the reunion because of the pandemic. So they gave us some other stuff in place of the reunion. But the ladies of the Real Housewives of Atlanta wanted to film their reunion. They wanted to film it, they really wanted to talk about season 12. So that's when they all came up with the idea of doing a virtual reunion. So they did their virtual reunion, and we got that one, like almost a month after the show had aired, right? But the virtual reunion was good. I think out of all the shows last year that did a virtual reunion that I watched, Atlanta's was the best. I watched the Shahs of Sunset reunion last season. It was terrible. But this season I didn't watch Shahs of Sunset. I can say that. Didn't watch Shahs this year. I haven't really been into Shahs of Sunset for a while, since Asa left. But that's another tangent. Who else did a virtual reunion? Beverly Hills' virtual reunion last year was not that good either. Who else did a virtual reunion last year? It was Atlanta. I believe that Southern Charm show did one. It was either Southern Charm or Below Deck. I can't remember which one it was, but it was one of those two. And I think that Summer House show did a virtual reunion. I can't remember. There was somebody that was in the Clubhouse. No, the reunion was virtual, but it was via the Clubhouse. Damn, I can't remember which show it was. I don't watch every show on Bravo. I know Vanderpump Rules did a virtual reunion. I didn't even watch that, so I can't tell you guys if that was good or not. I've been since stopped watching Vanderpump Rules. Stopped watching that show. Who else did a? So yeah, and that's also another thing that I heard that the New York City Housewives, that they did a virtual reunion last week, But then I also heard that that rumor was debunked. So I don't know if that's true or not. Now, as far as the reunion goes, I've heard so many stories right about the reunion, right? Because the reunion was actually supposed to have taped last month in August. Actually supposed to have taped in July, but they postponed it to August. Now, I've heard rumors that it was because of Ramona. I've heard things that Ebony didn't want to do. I've heard a lot of different rumors about the reunion. So I don't know what's what with the Real Housewives of New York City reunion. We definitely need a reunion. Like, come on, we need a reunion for this season of New York. It might not have been, and I know people have been complaining about, Ebony preaching and all this kind of stuff. Real Housewives of New York City for me this season wasn't all that bad, right? I know that the ratings were down, but I think the ratings for all the Housewives are pretty much kind of going down, right? I know Potomac, they're in the millions right now. Atlanta, they had a season low. This was their lowest season. Last season was their low. Who else? Although Salt Lake City got renewed for a season 2, they didn't have high ratings. But I think the reason for Salt Lake City not having high ratings was because Salt Lake City came on at 9 o'clock my time, 10 p.m. other time zones, right? So I think that was the thing for Salt Lake City. Their time that they came on. Real Housewives of Dallas didn't have high ratings either. And that's ultimately they're shelved right now. I feel like I think Bravo might be doing an overhaul. They should definitely do an overhaul when it comes to the Real Housewives of Dallas, right? I love Dallas. I mean, that's my city. So I'm a little biased. I think an overhaul can happen in Dallas. They can get rid of Cameron Westcott, can't stand her. They can get rid of Cameron if they were to come back with Dallas. They can get rid of Cameron Westcott. They could get rid of Brandy. Although I love Stephanie, they could definitely get rid of Stephanie and recast. So they could bring back Tiffany, and Dr. Tiffany Moon, and they can bring back Deandra. I like Deandra. I know the fan base doesn't care for Deandra. I don't give a fuck about that. I like who I like. I like who I like, and I like and I don't who I don't. Cameron is one of those people that I didn't like from Dallas. Brandy and Stephanie, they made me laugh. I will say that they made me laugh. I see a lot of people online talking about Leanne was a show. To me, she wasn't. To me, Leanne was annoying. I've tweeted Leanne. We've communicated via Twitter plenty of times, but with me, Leanne was not my cup of tea, my favorite, because I felt like Leanne put on for the show, right? You know that Texas accent. Not everybody down. We do have Southern draws, but we don't all talk like that. The way she was putting on, it was like, okay, for TV show, right? So I think that Bravo could, like what they're doing with Real Housewives of Miami. Real Housewives of Miami is going over to Peacock later this year or early 2022, right? Then also, speaking of Peacock, they just released a picture, the cast photo of the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. That's the name of the show. So it's not All Stars. It's the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 1. I'll put the cast photo up here or over here. They all look good. Even that damn Ramona. They all look good. And yes, I will be reviewing the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Speaking of the Ultimate Girls Trip, I do know that I've heard rumors that they're filming Season 2, even though Season 1 hasn't even aired yet. And they see, that's the other thing when it comes to Peacock. How does that work? Do they go based off of subscriptions? Or, because they won't technically have ratings, will they? That'll be interesting to know, right? They won't technically have ratings. But Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, I'm going to review that. I'm also going to review the Real Housewives of Miami. So when those shows air, we'll do those. I feel like if Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip and the Real Housewives of Miami do well, I feel like we might see the Real Housewives of Dallas move to Peacock. I feel like that's what's going to happen, because they're going to need more programming over there on Peacock to be able to withstand, a Netflix, a Hulu, a Disney Plus. What are some other ones, you guys? HBO Max. What's the other one? What's the other one? And I have it, because it used to be CBS All Access. Peacock. What is the other one? What is it? I can't even think of the name of that app. Paramount Plus. Paramount. I think that's it. And then, you know, you got the Discovery, the Discovery app. So I feel like Bravo, I feel like they're gonna move I feel like some housewives may move to Peacock just because they're gonna need original content over there. A lot of people have said that they feel like that might happen, and I do feel like that'll happen with Dallas. I do feel like Dallas. I don't feel like Dallas is gone. I know they said it's not coming back in 2022. I feel like what they're gonna probably do is they're gonna take this time off, get the casting right. Number one, that's the one thing that Dallas needs to do is get the casting right. Get some. I mean, there are black people in Dallas and in that society, right? But some of them are just some of them are no better than, you know, your Cameron West guys. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. Some of them are no better. Like, I wish I would stop thinking. I don't know what people think when you think about Texas. This is a red state. I'm not going into that tangent again, but it's a red. Unfortunately, it's a red state, you guys. So you're gonna find more Republicans. You're gonna find more, you know who supporters. Unfortunately, they outweigh us here. That's why he won Texas. They outweigh us. We just, unlike Georgia, who flipped blue, we didn't, but we were this close. We were actually really close to flipping blue this year. Well, last year we were really close. But yeah, you guys, let's go ahead and talk about Real Housewives of New York City. I just did that so I could have some time on this video, but let's talk about it. All right, you guys. So I did not review the last 2 episodes, so I'm not going back and I'm not talking about them during the past. I don't want to talk about them. Let's talk about this episode, right? So y'all about to have a whole accident. So this episode, I guess they're having a Valentine's Day party with each other. I don't know, but they brought out a picture of Harry Dubin. I'm like, oh my God. I'm glad that Leah and Ebony said the same thing about Harry Dubin. Harry Dubin is community dick. And while they talking about Harry calls Ramona's phone. Ramona wants to say she's not having sex with Harry. Do I believe it? Not 100%. But is it my business? Absolutely not. But damn, when you think about these women, right? You think about Harry Dubin. You think about Tom. Who else? I mean, these women have literally shared men. And it's the most interesting thing to me, right? Because people have such a big issue with what happened with Fallon and Portia on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But the New York City ladies the New York City ladies, they have the men in rotation with each other. But y'all have a whole issue with Portia. We ain't going into that one either, but people have an issue with that one. What's the difference? I'll tell you what the real difference is. The real difference between Portia and Fallon and the New York City ladies is the New York City women, they are real friends. They have been friends for years, for decades. How do you do that? Like, I'm sorry. I would never do that to a friend. Like, you break up with somebody, then I go fuck them. Nah. If you come in my direction, be like, oh, I've always thought you were handsome. Thank you for the compliment, but weren't you just with my friend? Oh, yeah, but we broke up. Okay, well, y'all broke up, so what that mean to me? You broke up with my friend. We're still friends. You're trying to get with me. Not gonna happen. Fuck out of here. So then they sit down and Leah wants to play a game of, she wants them to talk about their best and worst sexual experiences, right? Here's the thing that threw me, right? Ramona. Now you guys know anytime Leah mentions dick, balls, ass, vagina, you guys know Ramona, she will shut the conversation down. But in this instance, Ramona's talking about it. But you know what though? I might not like Ramona, but I can see what the difference is, right? This is not at a dinner table. And even if it is a dinner table, it's just a dinner table with them and no outside people. So I guess I can kind of see that. I guess I'll let her have that one. I'll let Ramona have that one. I'll let her have that, and I'll let her have the fact that they all want to show their boobs to each other. I'm gonna let Ramona have it in this instance, right? Because I see the differences, right? Most times when Leah brings, but even still, like the last time, They were at dinner with themselves, but I guess you don't want to talk about that at the dinner table, right? I understand. Some people don't want to talk about. Some people have weak stomachs, right? Some people would, if we're gonna have a conversation at dinner, let's have a conversation that doesn't center around anything that could be considered sexual, gory, or anything like that, right? So I'll let Ramona have that pass. I'm gonna actually be nice and let Ramona have that one. I'm gonna be nice and let Ramona have that. Damn. I'm gonna pause here and we are about to wrap the episode up, guys. Damn. Let's wrap it up. All right, you guys. So we see the ladies. They go out for the day, and it's lunch. Of course, it's lunch. They go out for lunch on Valentine's Day. I believe it might have been Valentine's Day. I don't know, but they tell their best and worst Valentine's Day stories. Oh, Jesus Christ! I just thought about it. I won't listen to any of these stories. The only thing that I noticed, only person that really told a story, they started with Leah. Leah said she couldn't tell them a story about her best Valentine's Day. I was like, okay. I was thinking maybe Leah's like myself. Now, don't come at me any kind of sideways, because how I feel about Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I've never celebrated Valentine's Day. And you might be like, why don't you celebrate it? I just don't believe in Valentine's Day. I know people go all out for Valentine's Day, but I don't believe in it. I don't need one day out of the year to tell the person that I'm with, I love you. I'm gonna do that every day. I'm gonna do that every day. I'm gonna do it, now, I'm gonna find time that we can go out on a date night. I'm gonna just, I'm gonna show you that every day that I love you. I don't need one day to show you how much I love you. Like, I don't need that. And then when I'm in a relationship, and even with me, I don't want, like, I've always said this to anybody that I've been with: don't buy me anything for Valentine's Day. And I get the question, are you serious? Yes. Like, don't buy me anything for Valentine's Day. I don't need it. I don't care about it. Like, I don't really want it. Like, you don't have to buy me anything for Valentine's Day. That is the one thing I say. You don't have to buy me anything. I'm not going to be upset. I'm not going to be mad. Won't be a big deal to me. It's just, and I always say, people always say, the people who say it's just a card holiday are the ones who are cheap or don't want to spend money. That's not the case for me. It really is a card holiday. For me, I just really do feel like it's a card holiday. Like I said, I don't need one day out of the year to show you that I love you. Like, I don't need that. Like, I can do that any day of the week, any regular day of the week. Like, if I, like I say, let's go on a date. Let's go on a date. If I want to buy you something nice, and if I see something that I want to buy you, I'm going to buy it for you and present it to you. Like, that's just me. I don't need that. I don't need Valentine's Day. But no shade, no offense to anybody who celebrates it. Like, just because I don't celebrate it, I'm not telling you guys to. It's just not something that I personally celebrate. But if you guys do, hey, I'm all here for it, right? Do what makes you happy is ultimately what I'm trying to say. And it doesn't make me happy. But it doesn't. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't do anything for me. But Leah, I was looking at Leah when they were talking about Rob, right? I think Leah still has feelings for Rob and still loves Rob. Maybe it's just it might not be right for I feel like they might end up eventually getting back together. And she said she wants to move on, but I don't know if she wants to do the blended family thing. I don't know. So then we see them. They in a restaurant. That, how, is it the Greeks that do? Is it the Greeks that break the plates? I can't remember. But they break the plates. It is the Greeks, because they did it on Real Housewives of Atlanta when they went to Greece. They broke the plates. So yeah, I think it's the Greeks who do that. But hey, they do that. It looked fun. Then they're having this where they're gonna impersonate one another. Bashan shows up, so it was fun to see that, right? The ladies impersonate one another. Ebony is going to be portraying Luann. Luann portraying Ebony. Ramona, Leah, Ramona, Sonya, Bashan, Sonya. Sonya. I was looking at Sonya the whole time. Now, she didn't have on blackface. I was just looking at her lipstick. I'm like, damn, what color is that lipstick? Like, it looked like it was dark. It was dark as fuck. It was chocolate or brown. It was something. It was just a mess. The lipstick. The lipstick was ugly. Brashawn, you didn't really nail Sonya, but okay. Now, the people who I gotta say nailed it was Leah, Ramona, Ebony, and Lou. They did a good job. And you guys, unfortunately, that's the end of my notes. Like I said, New York City. Wasn't much to talk about. Wasn't much to talk about in this episode. But let me know what you guys thought about the overall season. That is one thing I definitely want to discuss. What do we feel about this overall season? What do we feel about the reunion? Like, do we feel that we need a reunion? I feel we do, because I feel like Ramona needs to answer a lot of questions, especially about that episode at Black Shabbat. I felt that's why she want. If Ramona's the reason not for not wanting to do the reunion, it was that Black Shabbat that sealed the deal for her. Like, I feel like we do need a reunion. Let me know if you guys think we need a reunion. Also, let me know what you guys think about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. Are you here for it? Like I said, we're definitely going to be reviewing it. And that's it, you guys. Let me like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell button so you guys are notified when I drop anything else. Share the video and into the next one, you guys. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance. Be blessed, you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys. I'll see you guys tonight. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow for Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.